What is up, Mountaineer Nation? I am the host of your Everything West Virginia Football Podcast, and we are live. What's up, everybody? How's everybody's day going so far? Hope everybody's having a great day. I come to you guys today to talk a little bit about the updates on some of the portal stuff and some of the coaching changes and the hires. Should be a pretty good video today. Just lock in, guys, and let's get to it. So we start the podcast off with a little bit of running back news. Looks like LJ Turner has committed to the Mountaineers. He is from Catawba College. He's a rising All-American from the D2 level, which, I mean, if anybody has seen what Rich Rod has done with D2 products, they're pretty good. So that should be, a really, really good thing for us as far as running backs go. That's a positive. His stats from last year was 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns in just 8 appearances. That's pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, that's really, really, really crazy for only playing 8 games. That kind of yards and that kind of touchdowns. That's pretty good. So he did enter the portal back in November, doing that at the end of his team's season. Like I said, he did rush 174 times for 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns with another score through the air. So, he's a pretty much all do it kind of back, which is what we need. Jaheim's the same way. He can do the same stuff. So whenever Jaheim goes out, LJ will be able to step right in and do the same thing. So that's a huge piece of the puzzle. We needed another running back, losing CJ. And I think we lost, I can't think of his name. We lost another running back. So getting somebody in the portal was really, really heavy on, Rich Rod's mind. He needed to get another running back. I think that's exactly what he did right here with LJ. I think it's a perfect fit to his scheme. Like what he did in Jacksonville State. He got somebody from the D2 ranks, took him to 1,600 yards, 23 touchdowns. I don't see why this couldn't be the same thing. I did predict. There was a post on Twitter, or X, as people call it, asking, how many yards do we think Jaheim could get? I said 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns. Why not him? I mean, Rich Rod took a kid that was from D2, gave him 1,600 yards and 23 touchdowns. Jaheim White is fantastic. There's no reason, if he's healthy, 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns would be amazing. Just makes sense for him. He's that kind of back. He can do it. I just don't see why. And he could potentially be in the running for the Heisman next year. Why not? Why not him? So, LG Turner, welcome to the Mountaineers, my guy. I think you're going to do really good here. Don't see why you're not going to be able to succeed. So, great to see that. Another guy that just came in, Cyrus Traw. I'm really excited about him. I think he's going to be really, really good. I don't think he's going to be as good as what Clement was. I know that's part of the reason why they kind of grabbed him was, he's from West Virginia. He has that speed. He has the hands. He has really, 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 really good route running skills. His skills are crazy. His feet's really good. So, here's some stats on him. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. Super quick, like I said. He did play for Parkersburg South, so that's, great. He's from West Virginia, actually from West Virginia. A little bit about, I know everybody's been asking about Clement and all this stuff. He's not from West Virginia. I'm just going to put that out there. He's not from West Virginia. He's from Michigan. His family moved here because his dad was trying to find a job here. Only reason he moved here was because of that. So he's not from here, so a lot of people just need to relax on that. It sucks losing him, yes, but we can replace him. It's the way the world is in college football right now. The portal was there. You're going to be able to replace him. Sure, he was really good. He came into his own, but I really think that we can replace him, and we potentially just did with Cyrus Straw. I don't see why that's not possible to get that kind of production out of him. Sure, it's probably not going to be as much, but it's a possibility because I know they're still looking at some other receivers in the portal right now. So, plus we still have Jaden Bray's back. He is already committed to staying and being back for next year. So that's huge. Having him back is going to be really, really big because we've lost quite a few. Still nothing on Fox. We don't know whether he's going to retire, whether he's coming back for a senior season. Nothing has been really said. He's still on the roster at this point. So, as far as I know, he's still going to be here at West Virginia, but we don't know yet fully. So, but Cyrus Straw, back to him. So, the kid is really good. He's got quick feet, like I said. He's got really good hands. He has played 1 year at Youngstown State. He redshirted his freshman year, but he did play in 3 games. So, it is what it is. He didn't play his first year very much, so, but his second year was really good. So he had 36 catches for 409 yards and 5 touchdowns. And from what I'm reading, he did catch at Pittsburgh. So they played at Pittsburgh. Youngstown State did. He caught. Let me see where that's at. He split for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Which, if we watch the West Virginia game against Pitt, our receivers weren't that great. Like I think we had like one explosive play for a touchdown, and that was to Justin Robinson. Like that's it. So he caught 2 touchdowns and 87 yards. Like that's against D1 talent, a team we lost to last year. That's going to relate to West Virginia. He's gonna do this type of stuff that he did here, with better quarterback line, weapons around. Like he's gonna be really good. I really feel like he's gonna be really good. I don't see why he won't translate. So, everything happens for a reason. So we just gotta wait and see how it plays out. He did bring in 30% of his contested catches and opportunities. He caught them. I mean, that's what we need. We need people that are gonna catch the ball, and he has a 30% of contested catch rate, which is amazing. He also had a drop rate of 5.3%, which is crazy low for a receiver. That's really, really low. He does play outside of his 6-foot frame. He's got, like I said before, he's got strong hands, quick feet. He's fast. He has really, 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 really good route running. So, I don't really see why he won't succeed. And like I said, he's a hometown guy. He's from West Virginia. He's from Parkersburg South. I did watch him play a couple times when they played PHS, and I think there was another team. I can't remember who the other team was, but I have watched him play. He's really, really, really good. So I think he maybe had an offer, if not a player walk on to West Virginia at some point during his, college outlook situation he was going through. So, but getting a full ride scholarship to Youngstown State was a no-brainer. You go to where you're going to get your college stuff paid for. So I think that was a no-brainer. But to get him to come back and play for West Virginia, that's massive. So, but yeah, Silas Straw, welcome to the Mountaineers, my sir. Welcome, welcome. We are glad you are here. On to the next one. Also, I want to say he was a freshman All-American. Cyrus Straw was a freshman All-American. So that's phenomenal. Next to the next guy we're going to talk about, because we're going to talk about a couple guys and we're going to go into some coaching stuff. So the next guy is Jalen Henderson. Came from Texas A&M, quarterback. He did play also at Fresno State, which he barely played at all, elected to go in the portal. Went to Texas A&M, played 2 seasons there. Pretty solid. He's quick. He's left-handed, which is... we have 3 left-hand quarterbacks on the roster now, so that's really cool. Seems like, Rich Rod's still trying to find that Pat White kind of quarterback, which is, what he's really, really after is somebody like Pat White, which, I think Nico is that guy. He's sure he's not as fast as Pat, but he's still there. He can still do it. So, but yeah, back to him. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. He does run a 4.75 40, which is decently fast for a dual threat quarterback at his size. So, not bad. He completed almost 68% of his passes and had an adjusted completion rate, which accounts for drops and all that, nearly 80%. So that's really, really, really good in a short amount of time that he played. He had an adequate at pushing the ball downfield, which was a 9.3 yards per attempt. That was big with Garrett Green. Garrett Green was, I think, top 5 in the nation with deep throws. I think it was not last season, but the previous season. He did have a really bad season last year. After I just think about it in my mind, he regressed so much. Don't know why. I think it was more so, Neil just trying to keep him out of his game, and we seen that with the last game of the season in the uh, bowl game. I mean, look what he did. He was outstanding, and he didn't have to stay in the pocket. He did what he did. But yeah. Sorry, I get off track, but when I read stuff like this, it just blows my mind that Garrett still did not have a better season than what he had the previous year. Just blows my mind. Anyways, Henderson passed for 715 yards and 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in 3 starts and ran for over 100 yards and another score. That's with Texas A&M. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that from a guy that's only going to play 3 games. Phenomenal. So, definitely think that he's going to be really good. I think he's going to push Nico for the starting job. So, that's what we need. We need somebody that's going to push Nico, make him be better. So, if this is the guy that's going to do it, then great. I don't see why he potentially could beat out Nico. Do I want that to happen? No, but do I want the best player to play quarterback for the Mountaineers? Yes. I definitely feel like Rich Rod has got to win 8 games this coming year. Just has to. You have to win 8, and I think you have to beat Pittsburgh. You have to. You cannot lose to Pittsburgh. Can't. So 8 games is what Rich Rod has to win this year. If he doesn't, I don't know. If he doesn't win 8 games, it's going to be rough. A lot of people are going to be on Ren's back about it. So I just hope he can continue to hit in the portal like we've been hitting. Let me look and see, because I think there was a couple other pieces. Kiki Tornu is back. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but he is granted another year due to the recent Juku, whatever they want to call it, transfer stuff. He gets another year, so he's going to play 1 more year at West Virginia. Offensive tackle Justin Terry has shown up in the NCAA portal as of December 30th. He did redshirt his first year, so he has 4 years remaining. He can come back if he chooses to, but I do not believe he's going to. Also, Kyle Tuner, that was a really big shot. I did not see him leaving. All signs pointed to him to staying, but he's now with Virginia Tech. Makes sense. Our offensive line coach from last year went to Virginia Tech. I kind of thought some of the guys were going to go there, but I did not think Kyle Tuner was going to be a guy that was going to transfer. Did not see that coming. That was a massive blow. Kid was phenomenal. He pushed to play last year at the end of the year when he got back from an injury. Never got the chance to see the field. I don't believe so. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments, but I don't believe he's seen the field at all last year. We did get another receiver from West Virginia. He played at Martinsburg High School. He was really good at Martinsburg High School. His name is Jared Bowie. Phenomenal receiver, fast, quick, has the twitch that a lot of people say that looks like Tavon Austin. Not a lot of people have that kind of twitch, so if we can get anybody come close to Tavon Austin's speed, twitch, and all that, that's just fantastic. So, yeah, Jared Bowie, he came from Jacksonville State, was a solid receiver for them, came late into the bowl game he played really great in the bowl game. So I felt like there was an opportunity for him to come back to West Virginia, and we definitely got him. So that's what we've been looking for, is somebody in the slot. We did keep Jaheim White, did keep Rodney Gallagher and Nico. All 3 of them stayed. That's huge. 3 pieces to the offense that we needed back. Got all 3 of them back. Did get a transfer offensive line, Walter Young Bear, which is one of the coolest names I've ever heard in my entire life. Has committed to us. He played at Tulsa. Was a really, 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 really good lineman. I don't think he had bad stats, I should say. He was pretty solid. So, he's 6'3", 310 pounds, projected as a center and guard. So, you can mix and match him with a few positions, which is great. Something you always want to have in an offensive lineman is being able to switch them in multiple positions and, just interchangeable pretty much. Also, I don't know if I said in my last video, but we did get another receiver. His name is Orange Singleton. He's from Eastern Michigan, pretty good receiver as well. So that's 3 receivers we've gotten so far. And I know Tommy Stellello, I think is his name's. Um, he's from Clemson. He's also going to be visiting. He has us in his top 3 for the next 3 places that he wants to play football. Um, I know it's Michigan, us, and I can't think of the third team. But yeah, us and Michigan and some other team. But I'm hoping it's us. He's really good. I think he's 6 foot. So, solid frame, can do everything that we need a receiver to do. I feel like if he comes to WVU, he could be the guy that could replace Clement, 100%. Traylon Ray is actually has been on a visit to Florida State. So if we lose him, and if we can get Tommy from Clemson, that'd be fantastic. So Jaheim Joseph has also gone to the NCAA portal, hasn't picked a place yet. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody that I've said. Johnny Williams has actually been in the portal, and he's where Jeremiah Trotter's at, which is in Missouri. So we lost him to Missouri. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up for the transfer portal right now. As of today at 12:20 p.m., this is everything from Earsport 247. So all the credit to them for their putting out all this stuff. So I'm just going through some of their stuff and letting you guys know about what's all on their page right now. And if you guys would go over there and subscribe to their the Ear Sports thing, go over there. It's not expensive. You get all the stuff that I'm talking about for free through that. It's huge. You can keep up on everything that they have. So it's really good. I think it's one of the better things that we can, as YouTubers that talk about Mountaineer football. It gives us the stuff that we need to talk about it. So, as I was saying, scholarship players with eligibility remaining on the roster is 43. So we have 43 players with scholarships. Currently committed signed prospects, we have 22. Currently committed signed transfers, we have 8, which is far more than what we had back in 2024 into December. Total scholarships currently set for next season, which is a max of 105. We have 73, so we have quite a few players to pick up through the portal. I really hope they can start cracking down, because we should start seeing quite a few more transfers commit within the next couple days to a week, because you have to be on the roster to play in the spring. So that's why I feel like we're going to see a lot more players start committing. Yeah, so we're done with that. We're done with the transfers and all that. So let me go to the coaching stuff. So I'm sure a lot of you have been on X and Twitter and all that stuff, and you've seen some of the stuff that's been happening with the new coaching hires and things like that. So let me just pull that up really quick. I think I had it right here. Where's it at? Transfer. Where are you at? I just had it. There it is. All right. So maybe if it'll open. I don't know what's going on. Not opening. Okay, so it looks. I don't know whether this is 100% what's going to happen, but it looks like Rhett Rodriguez is going to be the quarterback's coach for the Mountaineers. Me personally, I was really hoping it would be Pat White. I wanted to see Pat White coach the quarterbacks. I felt like that would be, I just felt like that would be the best person to coach quarterbacks. Now, he could still happen. It could still come through to fruition. It could still happen. We don't know. We don't know if anybody's had any contact with him. I'm sure there's been some kind of talks, but nothing is right now has come about that at all. Rhett Rodriguez looks like to be, the quarterback's coach, which, he's had some, pretty good outs with the quarterbacks down when he was an analyst for Jacksonville State this past season. So we'll see what happens, whether he can get the job, stay the quarterback's coach or not, but we'll see. Running backs coach is Chad Scott. I love it. I love how Rich Rod kept him. I thought that was like the perfect person to come back. I didn't think he was going to come back, if I'm being honest with you. I felt like he was going to leave and go somewhere else because I'm sure he had better options to go and coach somewhere else. But I'm glad he's back because I can almost guarantee you that's why Jaheim and Nico and Rodney Gallagher, I can almost bet that's why they stayed. That makes sense. So running backs is Chad Scott. Offensive line is Jack Bicknell Jr. He was hired back in December. He coached last season, or 2023 was the offensive line coach for Wisconsin. But he was fired and resigned in the athletic department after the bowl game in Wisconsin. And then he spent 2024 as a program executive of direct football for operations. He served March through March, and then he reportedly got a $650,000 buyout, I guess you could call it, which was set to be his 2024 salary. So, we got him to come. He's had some stints in the NFL, which is great. So that's a really good hire. Receivers wise, Ryan Garrett comes from Jacksonville State with Rodriguez. He's really good from everything I've heard and talked to people about. He's one of the better receivers coaches, so that's really good. Tight ends, Michael Newswander, I think is his name. I wish there was a better way to say that, but I don't think I know exactly how to say his name. He did play for Nick Saban. He won 2 national championships as a tight end. So I couldn't think of anybody else better to coach the tight ends than him. Sure, Blaine Stewart could have been helpful with that. He still will be because he's actually on the staff. Blaine Stewart is going to be coaching the inside receivers as well as the tight ends. So he's going to be doing both at the same time, which is great. So I'm happy to have Blaine back. Blaine was a pretty big part of the success that we've had with tight ends and whatnot. So happy to have him as well. Defensive coordinator Zach Alley, man, hit it out of the park with him. Dude's fantastic, young. He's going to bring lightning in a bottle to the defense. I think it's going to be really good for us. So Zach Alley, which I'm sure I said in the last video, is a big hire. Defensive line, William Green is also from Jacksonville State. He did coach at Louisiana Monroe with Rich Rodriguez as well. Played for Florida from 2008 to 2011. Was on the national championship team in 2008. He did go to training camp with the Cleveland Browns. Played in the Arena Football League. Was a graduate assistant with Florida, and then took over his full-time job coaching Jacksonville State's defense in 2017, where the Gamecocks won the Ohio Valley Conference titles and played in their second round in the FCS, both playoff years. So he's really good for the defensive line. I think he's going to be really good for us. I think he's going to get a lot of people to commit. Really good. This guy is going to be very familiar with all of the guys that listen to this podcast, women included. Jeff Castile, outside linebackers coach. Huge get for Rich. I think he's going to be really good. I think it's, he's been on the back burner for some stuff. So I think he's going to be great. Nickel, Sam linebackers. We got Henry Weinrich, I believe. Don't know much about him. I just know that he was with Rich Rodriguez and has been linked to Alley as well. He has a degree in chemistry from Division III Rhodes College in Tennessee. His first job was there as a sports information assistant. He broke into coaching as a volunteer assistant for the defense at the D3 Washington State, St. Louis, and returned to Rhodes College as a defensive line coach and strength coach in 2018 before moving to West Georgia as a GA in 2019-2020. So I think he's going to be really good as well. Young, fiery, going to bring what we need to the defense. Quarterbacks coach recently just hired Rod West. Very good, very, very, very sought after. Was broken a little bit on X with the recruit. Basically put it in his little header thing that when he tweeted out that he was being recruited by West Virginia, Rod was one of the guys that was actually recruiting him, so that kind of gave it away. Mountaineer Paul actually put that on his Twitter that he had some knowledge about that. So, that's he's a pretty good addition to the defense. A little bit about him. He was in the FCS at Richmond for 2017 to 2020 as a dime back coach and adding titles as special teams coordinator and the defensive passing game coordinator at then defensive coordinator. So yeah, all that. He was a 2-year starter in the secondary at Alabama State. Then he started his coaching career at Kentucky Christian in 2009 and spent 2010 as a GA at Delta State. From 2011-2012, he was a defensive backs coach at Texas A&M Commerce. And then from 2013 to 2014, he was a defensive backs and special teams at Morehead State. And then 2015 to 2016, he was Chattanooga's coaching dime backs and overseeing recruiting. So he has a massive amount of coaching. So I couldn't see anybody being as close to this guy that's going to be great for the job. Rod West was a massive hire. I think he's going to be great. Welcome to the Mountaineers, Rod West. Just glad to have you, brother. Safeties, Gabe Franklin. This was reported on January 4th that he would be hired as a coach for the safeties. Franklin spent 4 seasons as safeties coach for the Boise State Broncos, finishing his time up there in 2021. He also coached nickelbacks for the Broncos, and his time there overlapped with Alley, which is another reason why he got hired. He's a big part of Alley, who was on staff from 2019 to 2020. He played for the program back in 2001 to 2004, earning all conference honors 3 separate times as a cornerback. And then he basically bounced around in the NFL for a couple years, mostly with the Chargers and Giants, before entering the coaching profession. Franklin did start coaching out in high school ranks before spending several years at UTEP. He basically coached safeties and cornerbacks the entire time he's been coaching. So another big hire for Rich and the gang. I think Gabe Franklin's going to be another guy that's going to be really good. So yeah, guys, that is the now defense and offense and head coaching outlook on the staff. I still think there's a possibility that the quarterbacks could be somebody else. I'm hoping it's Pat White, but I'm not for sure. We don't have an offensive coordinator yet, which is kind of weird. I have a feeling he could be still in the playoff right now. I've heard talks about maybe Brian Hartline being the offensive coordinator. That would be huge if that's who it is. Would be good for the receivers as well. So, yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the comments, guys. I will gladly do the next video. The more comments you guys put in the comment section, the more I can actually interact with you guys through the videos and answer them for you. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'm out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Mountaineers.